period, we could not develop as per the expectations. 27% of the world GDP used to be from India. 27% of the entire world GDP. And then Viswaguru, students from across the globe used to come to Nalanda, Takshashila, Vikramshila universities and study here and then used to go back. This is not what we are saying. Historians like Huan Song, Pahian, Chinese historians visited our country and then wrote about our greatness. That is the greatness of India. There was a setback because of the British rule. Now I am happy. India is on the move. India is on the rise. Now the entire world is respecting and recognizing India once again. I call upon the youngsters to take this education as a mission and then move further to strengthen this country. In spite of great advancements in the space program, in all spheres of activity, highway connectivity, rural connectivity, television connectivity, port connectivity, political connectivity, we have everything. But still, there are 18% of the people living under below poverty line. 18% of the people are still illiterates. Keeping this in mind, we must take this as a challenge. We must try to bridge the urban-rural gap. In urban area, everything is available. In the rural area, some of these things are not available. So we have to bridge that gap of the rural people, providing them the needed services. We were talking about, just now we were mentioning about the freebies. I am totally against freebies. I am not in politics. It is not that I am saying it now. I said it when I was the party president also. My party man told me, sir, it will cost you an election. It will lose your votes. But I can tell you with all my experience, what is required is not freebies. What is required is free education. What is required is free health for poor people. Give health and education to poorer people. All other things, they will acquire themselves. This is what is required. The country has to change its priorities. It has to focus more and more on education, on health, and on agriculture. Because agriculture is our basic culture. Even today, 56% of the people are depending on agriculture and other activities. Keeping that in mind, the government should focus on these three areas of education, health, and agriculture more and more. There are a lot of schemes by central government, a lot of schemes by state government. I don't deny that. They are doing their best. But what is required is it should be carried with much more momentum, much more speed, because people's expectations are going up. And for everything, one should not one should not rely on government alone. There is unfortunately a wrong feeling among our people that everything will be done by the government. Sab kaam sarkar karega, hum bekar baithe to chalega. There is a feeling like that. Everything will be done by the government. We need not do anything. No. Government alone cannot do all these things. Should not do also. There public-private partnership. Public-private partnership. That's why Dr. MGR has given a good advice to Viswanathanji to start a college, and then which has become a prestigious university now. Private people also should step in and then take education and health programs. But at the same time, they must enter this with a missionary zeal, as I told you earlier. Then only it will be useful. You cannot do everything free. You can't have a free education. Hostel cannot be free. Electricity cannot be free. Water also is not free nowadays. But charging reasonably. Because keeping the people's affordability in mind, the charges should be planned accordingly. That's why public-private partnership is in need of the hour. Public sector and private sector both should focus on these three areas. Of course, agriculture, it is totally People, they do it themselves. But the agriculture, the problem is because of nature's vagaries, the farmers do not get the required support because cyclone, flood, drought, they affect farmers very much. Nature is unkind to farmers. That's why government should give priority to agriculture also. My dear friends, what I want to suggest is today that we must respect our elders at home. Children, nowadays we are all seeing children. They don't have time to talk to their parents. Everybody is busy. And they lost their visionary thinking. They depend everything on mission. Computer, then cell phone. A day will come from morning to evening, they will be going through Google. A day will come, I am sure, if you ask the boy, what is your father's name? He will go through Google. Then after some time, you ask him, what is your wife's name? Google. This situation is going to come. It is not good. Cell phone to some extent is very good. But if we use it excessively, it will become a hell phone. One should remember and see to it, the children are not allowed free access to these electronic gadgets more than required. What is required only that time. And the children should be motivated in such a way to have the same age-old lifestyle. Get up with the sun. Sun, not Dore Murugan's son. Natural sun. Get up with sun and complete your work by the moon, by sunrise and sunset. That's how people used to work. Nowadays, children, they are awake up to late night going through this TV and this. They are really killing the creative thinking and creative mind of the youngsters. This should be avoided and people should be educated accordingly about the excessive use and addiction to the electronic gadgets. This is my advice to the parents. And the children also should have some exercise. Do some, if you are physically fit, you will be mentally alert. It's not only educationally bright, you should be physically fit also. Smart do not mean height, weight, coat, hat. I am talking smartness in thinking, smartness in action, smartness in appreciating the problems of the people, smartness in coming to the rescue of the downtrodden, taking care of the suppressed, oppressed and depressed people. This is what is required to be a smart person. My advice to youngsters is get up early, do some exercise, do running, jogging, play some game, whatever game you like, play some game so that you will be physically fit. If you are physically fit, you will be mentally alert. And then also eat some good proteinous food. Dr. Swaminathan, late Swaminathanji, always used to advocate about the need to have protein food, protein. But we are unfortunately, our children are having routine food, like the junk food, pizza, burger. These pizzas and burgers and the junk food is not suitable to Indian weather conditions. They may be suitable to the children in America, but not to India. Keep this in mind. We must go back to our pulses. We must go back to our cereals. We must go back to our proteinous food and see to it our younger generation becomes physically fit, mentally alert, and then move on to take the country forward. That is my advice to youngsters. My dear friends, our culture, our heritage, culture do not mean religion. Religion is personal. Whatever religion you believe, whatever God you want to pray. But country, our elders, our nature, I always used to say, nature, culture, together for our bright future. Nature, culture, together for a bright future. Respect the sun, respect the moon. Respect the rains. Protect the water. Have rainwater harvesting. Don't encroach. We have seen Earlier, even in Chennai, there were floods in areas. And I have to go by boat to some of the areas at that time, Velachery and all. Because everything is encroached upon. Rivers are being encroached, unfortunately. There's nobody to stop. We have seen how the rivers were affected and then causing floods and also encroaching upon public properties also. These should be avoided. For that, you need an educative system to educate youngsters, and then politicians, public representatives, MLAs, MPs, ministers, and others, they should set examples to others. They should also behave in such a dignified and decorate manner so that the youngsters learn good habits from the elders. I was chairman of the Rajya Sabha for some time, chairman of the upper house. I used to tell them also, don't disturb. Discuss, debate, and decide. Do not disturb. 3 Ds are important. Discuss, debate, and decide. Do not disrupt. Because destruction, obstruction, and destruction is no good. What is required is construction for the country. We are Indians. We are Bharatiyas. We are Tamilians. We are ruling ourselves. We can elect this government or we can select another government. It is in our hands. Within 5 years, you have that power. But we have seen some people using abusive language, vulgar language. One woman came and told me, sir, these people are using all abusive language. She told me in Telugu, sir, boothulu maadutnaru, boothulu ani. Boothulu means abusive language. I told her, Amma, remedy is in your hands. She said, what can I do? They will kill me, they will attack me. I said, boothulu maade valaki, boothulu ane samadhanam cheppamma ani chepparu. And she thought I am advising her to use abusive language. I said, go to the polling booth, press the button, finish. Polling booth, go to the polling booth, press the button, party is changed and government is changed. High tea and mighty. We'll go to evening tea at home leisurely. It is in your hands. So people should select and elect good people with character, caliber, capacity and conduct. Character, caliber, capacity and conduct. 4 C's. But some people now, new 4 C's they have invented. What are the new 4 C's? Character, caliber, capacity and conduct. In that place, caste, community, cash and criminality. They are very bad. So we should see to it, we go back to the original 4 C's. Character, caliber, capacity and conduct. And education institutions, while giving education, they should be told about the morals, about the values by the teachers. Teachers have a greater responsibility. We need teachers like Thiru Viswanathanji. We need to hear the stories like his life, his own experience, the way he brought up these institutions. All these things should be a lesson to the younger generation so that they can lead the country to a better place and once again make India a strong, stable, prosperous nation. We don't want to conquer the world. We never attacked any country. Small countries, Tam, Dick and Harry, they came and they attacked us, they ruled us, they ruined us, they cheated us. They robbed us also. Even Portuguese came to rule Goa. India being such a mighty country, we never attacked because we don't believe in ruling over others and bossing over others. Sarve jana sukhino bhavantu vasudaika kutumbakam. The entire world is one family. That is the philosophy of India. That should be followed by all. Before I conclude, while learning your courses in English, focus on your mother tongue also. Do not forget mother tongue. Mother tongue is like your eyesight. English is like spectacles. If you have eyesight, English will work. Spectacles will work. If you don't have eyesight, then जुबान से कुछ रेबान ग्लासेस पहनने के बाद भी जुबान से कुछ आएगा नहीं. Try to understand this. So first learn your mother tongue, Tamil, the great language. Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayali, Assami, Punjabi, Bhojpuri, Hindi, lot of languages are there, Indian languages. First mother tongue, then brother tongue, Afterwards, any other tongue. This is my advice to all of you. And I was addressing students in one of the colleges in Tamil Nadu. The student told me, sir, Hindi is being imposed on us. I said, I am against imposition. They clapped. I said, no imposition. Second word I said is, no opposition. That is my proposition. That should be your position. No imposition, no opposition. That should be the proposition. Because we need to learn as many languages as possible. I am also from Nellore. You are in Vellore, I am from Nellore, near Chennai. In my student days, I also took part in anti-Hindi agitation. After going to Delhi, I realized Hindi ke bina Hindustan mein aage badhne ka sambhavana nahi hai. So you have to learn. Don't be blind to oppose any language. Don't force anything, but allow the students to learn as many languages as possible so that you can grow. You can become popular in the state, you can become popular in the national level, and you can become popular later at the international level. This is my advice to all the youngsters. Focus on mother tongue also. And then, my dear friends, I am really thankful to Sri Viswanathan Garu and his children for inviting me to this wonderful 40 years conference. And 40 years is a matter of rejoice, matter of celebration, matter of introspection, how far we have traveled, how long we have to go. Because country is huge, 143 crore population, India. Keeping that in mind, every one of us has to work hard and do our bit. I would like to thank you all. Nandri, Vanakkam, God bless you.
Yes, sir. As you said, nature and culture are together required for a bright future. So let's not obstruct and destruct, but rather construct. So let's learn from our own institution builder. I request the audience to be seated. Yeah, please, sir. No problem.
Sorry for the intervention.
No problem.
தயவுசெய்து அனைவரும் அமரும்படி கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறோம். I request our faculty and staff, those who are moving, kindly be seated. நிற்கிறவர்கள் தயவுசெய்து அமருங்கள்.
I must apologize to Mr. Kajiranand, Member of Parliament. I skipped a reference in my speech. But now I am here to make a special request to all the dignitaries on behalf of the present August Assembly. May I request kindly take steps that conferring a national honor for Mr. G. Viswanathan. It can be a Padma Bhushan or Padma Vibhushan. It will be so well deserved. Let us applaud for it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your words. And I hope our Chancellor definitely gets lots of achievements in future. Moving on. May I now humbly call upon Dr. Parthasarathi Malik, Pro Vice Chancellor VIT, to